Hi, I'm Susie, and after living and travelling solo in my campervan Lucy for the last 3 years, travelling across 10 countries through Europe and beyond, I fell in love and bought an old abandoned house in Portugal, in the small village of Vieira de Leiria on the central west coast. My journey was an incredible, life-changing story, and I've even written a book, Let Go, Fly Free. Now it's time for a new challenge, to transform this old derelict house into a beautiful traditional sustainable Portuguese quinta. Follow me as I renovate the house and use permaculture principles to create a food forest and a sustainable, self-sufficient life. Welcome back to sunny Leiria in Portugal. It's still summer here, and a lot's been happening in the last 2 weeks, so I hope you enjoy this week's video. Do you remember this plant from my last video? We'll take a look at it now. I've not been here for a week because my son has been visiting in Portugal, and I've come today and look at the flower. Complete change in it because it's gorgeous. Look at the different colors. There's yellow and pink and orange and yellow. And this is just from mulching around the bottom, as you can see there, and because it's retaining the water, and it's grown amazingly well. Wow. I am attempting to grow or propagate bougainvillea, and there's this beautiful bush near to where I am. I'll try and get a video of it later actually, and I've stripped all the shoots of the leaves and have using them as mulch around the stem of the plant that's left there for nutrients to go back into the soil. And basically it says that you can do this any time of the year, and it's like maybe in 2 to 3 months roots will begin to grow. I'm very dubious about this, but I have seen it being done, so yeah, I'm giving it a go and let's see what happens. A job for me today is to clear this area here. You can see there's like loads of just broken tiles and stones and bricks and everything else. So I've already done like this sack. I can't put too much in each sack because it's too heavy for me to lift. So it's just a little bit at a time. So yeah, this is the area I'm clearing today. I am very excited because I have got everything I need to pump water from the well now. So instead of this antiquated system here, I have this new pump from Iron Hell, and I checked that it can pump the water up 8 meters. I've already fitted it with this non-return valve because it says you should use one, and this connector that I bought didn't actually have one fitted in it. So yeah, this is 9 meters, so this should be long enough, and one end it's got this that goes in the water, so it has a filter there, so it's going to stop any big objects coming in, if there's any big objects down there in the water, but leaves maybe, I'm not sure. And then I have just got a garden hose, so I am going to endeavour to put this together and see what happens. The time has come for me to see if I can manage to pump water out of the well. So I have everything that I need here, and you're going to be with me right now as I do this. So bear with me, I have read the instructions, and let's see how it goes. So the pump is already here in place, kind of. I've already screwed on this non-return valve here, which is needed, and then this is just where the hose is going to fix at the top here. But actually I've just realized I need to fill the water filler. So here is where you fill with water. Okay, first problem, how does that unscrew? Really? That unscrews? Yeah. Okay, break while I try and work this out. I managed to unscrew it, just needed a bit of oomph. And then I have to fill this with water, but it's like a tiny, let's see, it's very small. So I've just been on the hunt I thought maybe a funnel or something to put there, but I've found this piece of tubing, and so I'm going to use that and see how this works. I'm just going to put it over the top of the hole, and then I am going to try and tip water in here, and hopefully it's mostly going to go, whoop. Of course it's going to spill a bit, but it's okay, but hopefully okay, it's going in as well as everywhere else. I can hear it going in. It's not really great, but I think it's going in. So I finally managed to fill it. I ended up filling it with a little water bottle. So this is just the connector that I've got with the hose, and this screws on the top here. So the hose is just going to go in there. Yes, so we'll put the hose there for now, and if I can clean my glasses, I might see what I'm doing. So this is the tubing that I bought, and it has a filter on one end. Now I need a pair of scissors to cut the ties. Okay, all right, so this end goes in the well. Now, I'm just thinking there's another issue here now, because this has stayed curly for so long that it's now curly. So I think I'm going to need to straighten this out somehow. Maybe if it's just put in the well, it's gonna straighten itself out. I don't know. Let's see. Right, first of all, I think to be on the safe side, I am going to screw the end that needs to be screwed into the pump. Let's just grab that a minute. And so we screw. I probably shouldn't have dropped it on the floor, because now I'm going to have a bit of an issue.
screwing it in. Okay, so I probably, well, I shouldn't have taken off those holding ties until I'd actually twisted it onto the pump, because I had to twist the whole thing around and around to actually get it secure. So now it's secure, and I'm still wondering whether this is the best thing to do or not. But I'm going to do it because I think it is the best way for it to straighten out, as if it's gone straight and it will just end up uncurling itself. Well, I hope. So let's see. I'm just gonna see if I can probably. Oh no, I don't think that's gonna work. I think I really need to uncurl it first. I probably should have tried to do that before I even put it in the pump, possibly, because now we have this situation going on. Okay. So, yikes. Wowza. Okay. I think I'm going back to plan 1. Well, I'm just going to drop it into the well. I'm not going to lose it because it's on the pump, and yes, and the pump is really heavy. The pump's not going to be pulled down into the well by this tube, so let's just put it in there. Yeah, and I think the weight, the tube actually is quite weighty. Wow. And it's wanting to uncurl, but actually that is got a lot of friction on it. So actually, you know what I said about the pump being heavy? Well, the weight of the tube is actually pulling on it quite a lot. So as you can see, it's I think I am going to need to weight this pump down and just changing the angle I have it at. Because I was going to take cable tie the tube so I didn't at any point lose the tube, but I think that's good. I think I'm more worried about the pump, losing the pump at the moment rather than the tube. So I am going to weight the pump down with a nice heavy rock. It is better like that. I don't even know if the tube is in the water at the moment. Oh yeah, right. So I think it's going to be okay. I've got a rock to put on the weight on here, and the tube is not straight enough yet for it to have gone into the water. It's like doing a curly thing. So I am hoping that it's just going to straighten itself out if I just leave it like this for maybe a day. I'm not sure what else to do. Maybe if that doesn't work, I take it out and push water through it or something. I'm not sure. I'm going to figure that one out. So for now, I'm just going to leave it like this. I'm going to cover the well back up and be back in a day. I am now starting to get visitors to my garden. Cats. There was a black cat in the house earlier because I've got both the front and the back doors open, but it seems very timid and ran off. But this one seems more used to people. It hasn't got a collar. It looks in good condition though. So yeah, maybe I have a friend. I've just given her some cat treats. She's eating them, not overly enthusiastic, but just to let her know that it's friendly and good here. I wouldn't feed the cats unless I know that they don't actually have an owner, because but although this one doesn't have a collar, so I would say this one doesn't have an owner. So maybe you can become mine. Hey. But free to roam. Hey. It's painting the ceiling day. And the ceilings in here are actually pretty good. As you can see, there's no damp on any of them. So it should be quite an easy job with the roller. What was interesting was I couldn't find any like cloth, I forgot what the name of them are called. You know, the sheets that protect the floor when you're painting. So they have this in the shops in Portugal, and it's basically plastic, but it kind of, as you can see, it like sticks a little. It's not sticky, but it just kind of sticks to the wall, which actually is quite good, because then the paint isn't going to fall down right next to the tiles. So as you can see, I've put it along the wall there, so it doesn't matter if it splashes there. So yeah, let's do it. My first issue is, how do I pour this paint from this pot? You can see it's really full into the tray. It's actually really heavy, and it's very difficult for me to pick it up and move it as it is. So I'm literally going to just have to tip it, and it's going to be messy, but there's no other way of doing this. The ceiling is finished, it looks lovely and white, just needs to dry. Now the walls look very grey. I'm happy with that. Okay, so it's 2 days later, and the plastic tube that's in the well is now straight enough and is now in the water. And if anyone's interested, the way I managed to straighten it was I ended up I got a small, like a yogurt pot, one of the bigger yogurt pots, filled it with water, tied it to the end of the hose so that it would pull it down and weight it, so that, and the bucket is on a long enough string that it's in the water, and the hose isn't filling up from the bucket rather than in the well, if that makes sense. So I've done that, it's in the water, I've pulled it out, checked it, the hose is wet, and I've now attached the hose to this end here. The other end is in the watering can, and this is the first time that I'm going to turn it on and see what happens. I'm really nervous about this. The switch is here. So yeah, it can take I think it said about 5 minutes because what has to happen is the tube has to fill with water before the water then comes out the end of the hose. So I'm going to turn it on and let's see what happens. Wait, oh, so what's happening is there is water coming out the top there. I'm not sure that should be happening, but I think that's just because you fill this part with water to aid the pull of the water up from the well up the tube. It's very quiet. If it overheats, it does have an automatic shut off, so if it all goes wrong and no water's pumped up. It also says in the instructions that ideally, if you can fill the tube that's going from the pump into the water, that's going to aid the pull up of the water. But I'm not sure how you can do that because the water's just going to go out the other end. So I'm really a bit confused about how you're supposed to even do that. So the water from here has stopped coming out now anyway, so that was just an initial thing. So yeah, I'm just going to turn off the video until the water starts coming. So I couldn't get any water pumping out of the well, so I decided that to see what was going on, I needed to pull the tubing out of the well and try and do it just out of the well so I could see. And what I figured out was that this end that has the little filter on it, which I've taken off for a minute, has a non-return valve on it. So I don't think I need the one that's there, that gold piece, but what I do need to replace that gold piece is another piece that I can then fit the tube onto, if that makes sense. So something like this, but that's not got a no return valve on it, because I think, I don't know much about things like this, but I think to me common sense says that you can't have two no return valves, one on each end, because it feels like the water's not going to go anywhere, which is what's actually happening. So that's what I'm going to do. So unfortunately, I don't think in this video you're going to see the pump working, but tune in the next video and then hopefully you will. So this is my beloved Palmela where I used to live, and one of the fires came here, and you can see that it's devastated quite a big area of a habitat natural park. It's amazing that they were able to put this out, because as you can see, the tree line goes on for a long way, and the park is, this natural park is huge, so it could have been a complete catastrophe, but they must have done an excellent job to put this out. Yay for the bomberos. Okay, so I was right about the valve, I think, because I've replaced it with this valve, which has not got a no return valve on it. So this has here, and the tube that I thought didn't have has. And now what's happening is I filled the tube with water. I've got this in a bucket of water because I want to suck it up. This is the well, basically, suck it up from the well and circulate it around and come out the hose. So what happens is I did get water out the hose, but only when I put my finger into the no return valve did I then get water coming out of the end of the hose. But then of course the water in the tube went down back into the well. So that's like in reverse. So now I'm trying to figure out what's going wrong, what I need to do. So if you know, please let me know. Just a little update that my builder postponed coming for another couple of weeks. So I will just keep progressing with all the jobs that need to be done here that I would be anyway. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this week's video, and I hope to see you again soon. And if you like the video, please don't forget to press the like button, that is, and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And yeah, please leave me any comments, because it's so great to be able to reply to comments and get advice on things that I don't know so much about. So thank you as always. Bye.